Listen, I don't have. So, okay, I need to. I wanna put the beans down, but there's no excuse for it. I just should talk about stuff, okay? Because we're about to get the second chapter. It's gonna get a little hot under the collar, as they say. We got Castan Khazul 9172 giving us the old Skyrim 1-2. You know, when Elder Scrolls 6 releases and it doesn't have the same kind of killer opening, everyone's going to cry. It's the real reason that game's just gonna eat shit. You can't beat it. You've already written the best version. All you can do is stand in the shadow and hope it warms up a little, as they say. Well, let's turn on something a bit more exciting. Go from there. Tap the Duke Nukem side button because we're going medieval. Fine. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I found it. There we go.
I'm gonna get medieval on your asses.
Well, thank you, Duke Nukem, for being so supportive of this read a lot. What a great guy. What a great guy. I remember, right, back in Yonder Yesteryear, someone was excited about Fishing Trip coming out, and I still haven't done Fishing Trip. I think that's all you need to know about where we are in Cotton Eye Joe, as they say. So we are ready to... Are we all ready to rumble, or whatever it is? I'm trying to kind of shift this up a little bit. Like all the way up here. I'll put it like over here-ish. I need to in general figure out something that works a bit better for what I'm trying to do, but hey. Alright. Putting that behind us. Welcome to chapter 2. The chapters have no titles, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There are no titles. You want excitement? You want the... No. We only have the... Actually, does the OG have any titles? That's the overlay you turned off, Safi. You idiot. That's the feature you're looking for. Does the original have any titles? Can I be titulated by the OG? Original also does not have titles. Fair enough. Again, we need to remember that there's an entire potential for there to be cultural differences. Like maybe in Spanish, you just don't do titles as much. Maybe in the Spanish fic community, it's like, buddy, how about you write something instead of getting cute with your titles? All right, it could also just be the author. Who knows? It could also just be coincidence. Coinkydink. As Anon put on his army, he couldn't stop thinking about the night before. Why did I defend them? Yeah, okay, because in case you forgot, we're mostly on course, but we're also kind of off course. He met Nick. He met Chet. Chet does not look like Chet. Nick looks weird, but fine. I may have gushed a little over some cute fashion. But putting aside historical accuracy things, did you know that cutlasses are from the 17th century? They are not medieval weapons, which makes sense. Why did I defend them? Anon asked himself. I like how there's no quotation marks or anything. It's just a standalone statement. Not even a comma. I promised myself I wouldn't get involved with them for both our sakes, and then I go on the first day and get to a fight with them for what? To defend a bunch of misfits who can't play? Because he soft defended someone, I guess. It's sort of by proxy. And on sighs as he closes his chest plate. He reminds himself of the plan. Go unnoticed, graduate, continue hunting vermin at night until you die. That's my oath. My oath is to get the hell out of the way. What an oath. But Anon still felt hurt. It wasn't like he had any other choice given his nature, and he could only press his temples with his hands. Knowing that both his nature and his destiny work. Wow, just fucking cursed, huh? Man, the author's having fun. It was better not to make people around him suffer because of it. Annoyed at having to face this reality check, he finished putting on his armor to stop thinking for a while. Minerva McGonagall, an early human, was the professor of magical abilities. That's Harry Potter! Why does she have heels on her shoes like that? At the beginning of the school year, and on the rest of class at the systematic abilities before the accumulator orb! Little by little, the students pass until it's Anon's turn. Go unnoticed. Something was a great Anon mind that morning. And magic was also something highly coveted. Magic, being a chaotic element capable of making the impossible possible, meant that an individual possessed it in large quantities were highly coveted, both for good and for evil. Anon touched the orb and remembers when I taught about magic and its fluctuations. Like other students, the orb emitted the glow, albeit dimmer than the one of his classmates. So he's like below average, I guess. I'm frankly disappointed! I'm frankly disappointed. From what Spears told me about you, I expected greater magical aptitude. My apologies, you can still stay with the rest, but I doubt you'll be able to cast spells beyond basic incantations, given your magical ability. Obviously, your way has some useful... you can just learn a spell that makes your sword extra shiny. Buddy. After sighing, McGonagall continued calling out students' names. Although Anon partly understood McGonagall's explanations, he didn't care. A minimum level was enough for him. He didn't need to draw attention to him, especially not in the use of magic. Although learning empowerment spells seemed appealing to him, they would be very useful. Empowerment, enhancement. Make this man a Phys-Adept. Listen, I'm pulling out the Shadowrun book if I'm tempted once more to call out Phys-Adepts. I have it right here, buddy. We will talk about Phys-Adepts. I like them, okay? I just like a guy whose whole thing he's just really good at his job. Like, sure, Street Sammy's got that, but this guy's magic. That makes him cooler. Kind of kick it a stone, man, but you know. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm pulling out Shadowrun book. This is a terrible idea. This thing eats up so much RAM. Where is it? Where is it? Magic. I don't. I want to learn about Phys-Adepts. I want to learn about those cute boys who go, I'm strong. There we go. Okay, how does this work again? As an adept, you get power points equal to your magic rating and character creation. You can then spend them on buying adept powers. The maximum number you can have in any one power is equal to your magic rating, up to the limit of the power, whichever is less. If your magic rating is 4, you get 4 power points. You can buy 4 levels of critical strike at the cost of 2 power points. And a lot of these cost fractions, right? Like, you might be like, I want add to a boost. It's like 0.25. What if you're like, I want to be accurate? Oh, it's 0.25. What if you want extra perception or a sensing test? That's half. That's half per. It's just cute. It's just like, I'm a big tough boy. What are the numbers anyway? Like, if you're like a half-decent dude, right? You're like a half-decent Shadowrunner. You're not like a little baby bitch. You're a guy who wants to put up them dukes, as they say. How much would you put in your magic? You couldn't go for the lower ones, because I know that like the lower ones don't even give you magic. Hold up. What I'm looking for. There we go. Meta type. Priority table. There we go. Oh, you have to be a mystic. You can't be an adept with the A one, but you can be with the B one. Your magic is 6, so you can have a lot of points to throw around. You know, kind of splurge. 1 rating, 4 active skill, whatever that is. And the bottom one is like nothing. But hey, even if you go with D, right? Like, sure, you gotta pick an E. You gotta pick an E. But you know, if you really dig down into it, right? E is not so bad. It's like 2 attribute points less. You have to be human with only 1 little cool boy table thing. Is that your edge, right? Is that edge? What is it again? Hold up. I forgot what the little brackets are for. Humans got a +1 to edge. Man, I forgot what it is. I mean, you could always just make it your money. I'm $6,000, man. The next guy up takes 50,000. I think that's like the harshest one of all of them. Anyway, where were we? All I'm saying is Anon would be a great Phys-Adept. You cast Fist. Okay, listen, right? Even if you're a little baby boy, and you have 2 magic. You put your little D in there, right? 4 skills. It costs you 4 skills. You're gonna get E in skills because you're weird like that. All right. Adrenaline boost. Let's see. Where's the one that lets you punch real good? Wall running. 0.5. Rapid healing. 0.5. Spell resistance. Natural immunity. I mean, those are mostly just dice. They're not like the full whip and cabango. Mystic armor. You can buy 4 mystic armor. Just like that. For free. I mean, the magic's probably a problem. The magic's probably not good for you. Light body. Where's some critical strike? This power improves a specific melee skill. Specific skill increases the DV of your attack by 1. Man, you could buy like 4 of those. And it takes all your magic, but then you hit like a truck. I mean, everything else sucks. But hey, you hit like a truck. That's what you want, right? Although, you could combine this with enhanced accuracy. Go for 3. You get 3 extra bonus dice. And that's with the other 2 and getting a little extra accuracy. You probably hit pretty good. It's all you can do. You still gotta put on an armored vest every morning like a loser, because you're not a real Phys-Adept. You're a little loser. You can see, everyone keeps poking your forehead. Look at this loser. And then the street samurai's like, man, I just paid like 50,000 on this stupid armor. it's integrated in my skin. I look like a robot. Ugh, Shadowrun's great. Shadowrun is such a, like, the exploitation of capitalism extends even to those who are not necessarily part of its internals. It's great! Capitalism is dragons! Remember the rule, kids. Never make a deal with a dragon. It can only blow up in your face. Anyway, what is it? Mental lost in thought. A brightening light started living in the classroom. Most of the students were rubbing their eyes because the light momentarily burned their retinas. So now it's not the Yatacon flashbang, everyone. It's just the orb. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry! Repeated a green pear-shaped Stegosaurus quickly. She was dressed in clothes. It looked more like a magician's costume from a children's book. She looked quite comical, to be honest. So, we have in this magic setting, right? We have this going on. What is the tech level? That someone can just walk around with a super obvious wizard stick. Stella Baudelaire. It's okay, dear. It's like you exceeds my expectation. Don't know how this fucking orb's this goddamn shit that it just blows up when some random ass puts their hands on it, but hey. Easily reach the level of an Archimage. It's all about the natural talent, by the way. It doesn't matter. If you walk into Hogwarts and you're having a bad day, even though you're the nicest guy in the world, you're going in the fucking dungeon. You Slytherin. You had a bad day. You're taking one down. Just to turn it around. We determine bioessentialism entirely on how you're feeling that day. Which is like kind of conflating the weather for the climate. Man, that really is like showing up to like the Sahara Desert. It's like raining. Go, yep, the Sahara Desert is extraordinarily rainy. Just fucking swampy ass over here. I mean, it used to be. It used to be the ocean too. The Stegosaurus only pull out jump for joy. And if some of the Stegosaurs have a perfect fit as a wizard. Wizards are stupid. They're dumb. They're weird. Stella attempting to manifest her deviant via orb. Not advisable. I like how all we're doing is we're just establishing that Stella exists and Anon's kind of meh. I mean, hey, economical at least. At least you're not wasting my damn time. We're going for a nice breezy trip. The next guy is Professor Snake, which is a really weird name to give someone considering dinosaurs exist. The greenish Dilophosaurus with a tense gaze. A class was, so to speak, abrupt. He burst into the class out of the hurry behind him. He looks like Randy's art, but he's not Randy. Goes about to shake with the appropriate wave of his hand. At his desk, he slammed his hand out to get attention to the students who were only somewhat unsettled by his sudden appearance. I'm Professor Snake. He said the voice out like a poison evil. And in this class, we're learning about potions. Not none of those fantasy potions like shape-shifting love potions. Real potions. Powerful mutative potions. Deadly poisons. Is that clear? You're going to learn how to make one of those cool mutagens that all those alchemists are dealing with in Pathfinder. Yes, sir, the class replied in military. Who taught them that? Well, you, the one in armor. What is needed to make a good potion? Anna was startled. He unexpected to be the first to get the answer. Also, armor's amazing to stand out. Like, everyone's like, hey, wear light breezy clothing because you're going to get acid on you. You need to be able to remove it. Like, in chemistry class, you can't just show up with something you can't pull off. Hello, Professor Snake? Anna replied sincerely. The class burst out laughing. It's true. You just need a little love. Anon sighed, looking around. He was surprised those reptiles didn't understand anything he said. But he preferred to clarify his words, saying that Professor Snakes was... Man, Snake's like, come on, Anon. You can't be the class clown already. If I may rephrase that, seeing the reaction of my colleagues. I was referring to love as a mission preparing something with affection, extreme care. If you were preparing to post for someone dear to you or yourself, measuring the ingredients to the millimeter and following instructions delicately. Wow! Let that slide, Aaron. After all, it's not your fault that your colleagues are incompetent. You've had to clarify an explanation that was quite valid. I mean, a smart person doesn't need to explain shit and just comes out comes out fists swinging. How are we already halfway in this chapter? What happened?
Well, Snake is an idiot. He didn't understand what you meant either until you clarified it.
Said a voice next to Anon. Anon jumped and saw beside him. There's no one there. And then he looked down. Oh, there you are. It's a microraptor from yesterday, dressed more plainly than the rest of the students, in shirt and overalls. I look more like a country bumpkin than the typical nobles and other important people could afford a place here.
I'm Sage, by the way, and I understand what you meant by preparing it with love. And my parents are bakers, and they told me the same thing when I asked why our bakery had so many customers. I mean, baking is more like a science than anything else, so I know a lot about cooking. Yeah, I love that we got Sage. OG writer up top. Thank you for bringing Sage into this and making him already kind of cute. Goddamn. Up top, down low, in the middle, too slow. It was my mother who taught me. She taught me potions. I replied out melancholically.
suppose your parents must be incredible bakers if they could afford to send you here. Who's paying for this? Sage's face darkened, and for a moment, Anon was a good idea to start a conversation with him. Oh, the Moretti's. So Mia's paying for this? Oh.
Well, yeah, they are. That was partially thanks to Moretti's sponsorship. We work for them, you know. Thing is, never mind. I want to be a chef, and I always shouldn't give up. My parents worked hard to get the Moretti's to give me this opportunity, and if I have to put up with... So, you go to adventuring school where you learn how to murder people to become a cook? This seems like a really bad way to organize your society. Well, if you want to be a chef, you have to learn how to stab a man. For a moment, Anna wanted to support Sage. God damn it, get out of here, bad fanfic writers. When he saw tears welling up in her eyes and she looked away after finishing, you mistook him for a guy earlier. I love how we're just... What is Sage? We just don't know. What are Sage? We just don't know. He hesitated, but decided to look the other way. It was none of his business, and he prided himself not to draw any more attention than was necessary to get his license and leave. After that, they barely spoke, just have to share information about the class until it ended and they went to the banquet hall. Whoever wrote this really likes themselves some Harry Potter or is just using shortcuts. I'm okay with both answers, but neither. Sage executed Patootie. Underutilized. Underutilized. I demand that Sage is in 50% more fix right now. Arriving at the banquet hall, I tried to go... This is the narrator! It's in italics! Why is it suddenly first person? I like how this man establishes rules for structure and then just goes, eh. I tried to go unnoticed. I don't know if Naomi Nasarati if they would best him to... Him to... Who is the narrator? I had no intention of finding out. But if they're inviting him, then why... Man, is this just because, like, in Spanish, you can just leave out pronouns a lot of the time? You can leave out the noun, the subject, because you can just use verb conjugations to cover for it? Is that why this is going so fucked up? Anna, you're hungry today. You're like the first in line. Who said behind him? It was Nasa. He knew the voice without turning around. He cursed himself. I can't believe I know who this is already. Anon curses himself. Hey, Nasa. You have any plans with Naomi today? Yeah, but I wanted to invite you to our table regardless of what you order. After all, you gave those jerks who insulted my sister what they deserve. Also, you have to pay for the damage you did to the table. Besides, that way you can get something more succulent than when I saw you yesterday. I didn't know you were so strapped for cash, being a knight and all. I mean, knights don't really get paid all that much, but hey. Not all of us have a father who's chief of the guard, who can just pay for everything, Nasa. Besides, road after road rations, anything tastes good. His classist comments. God damn it, get out of here. But since you're inviting me, I had a good old-fashioned chickadee in a while. It's expensive out there. You had a mockingly and grabbed a whole roast full chicken. Aren't chickens like poor people food, though? Like, at the time, if you were rich, you had things like pheasant, right? I don't even know. I know that things change, right? It's like lobster used to be the food you fed to a prisoner because you hated him. And now it's like fancy people food. And foie gras was weird peasant food, and now it's not. Ugh. I feel like chickens would be peasant food, because they're super easy to keep, all things considered. Right? Like, they're easy to keep, easy to slaughter, easy to do anything with. Like, all things considered, they're kind of peasant food. Give me that popcorn chicken. Once Nasser had been plucked just like the chicken head on the... Man immediately goes for the whole hog, huh? He's going straight for that crispy tender. He's going for his tendies. Man needs his tendies. They gathered at the table where Naomi was sitting. Unfortunately for Anon, it seemed like she wasn't alone. She was accompanied by a band of misfits who had fled the stage yesterday. Anon could only sarcastically rejoice himself at having woke up. Great, more people. That's a really weird way to put it. Why not just put the quote in there? Also, yay, everyone else is here. We're speeding stuff up, man. We got the pedal to the metal. Let that Lego squeal. You're in the driver's seat, and you're behind the wheel. Brick by brick, talk like... Hi, Anon!
Naomi replied cheerfully. Replied to what? To his sarcastic statement she didn't hear? This time, not sounding quite so fake. Perhaps because she thought she could not get rid of the other group. Hello, Anon replied somewhat curtly, addressing everyone present in the hall. Thank you so much for giving that idiot what he deserved yesterday, Anon. It's rude to address people with their name without him introducing themselves first. There's no reason to thank me. That jerk was bothering the staff. Anon replied as he took one of the chicken thighs. He got himself the... You could have at least gotten wings, man. Or a big old... One of those clubs. Besides, it was the quickest way to calm everyone down so they could come out, go out and play too. What do you think of our music, Anon? Asked the purple Triceratops with some interest. It was, oh, look, listen, no two ways about it. I don't know much about music, so I don't know what you were trying to achieve with those instruments. But, I just don't, okay? This led to a somewhat tense moment of silence, where the pterodon girl and the raptor boy looked downcast, and Naomi and Asa looked away. The Triceratops girl seemed angry at the comment. Why would a piece of tin like you know about art? How do they know he's human anyway? It could be anything in there. It could be a cow. It could even be a chicken. Chimkin. Come on, Trish, don't talk like that. You wouldn't want to ask for his opinion. Shut up, Reed. Obviously, that piece of tin is no different from these idiots. From those idiots, sorry. He knows another combination of instruments is something unique and a great option for reaching the top. Ba-da-da-da-da. I'm different from the reptiles at the tavern, but whatever. If you don't want an honest opinion, you shouldn't have asked me. And he just, at least he uses the soft version of the slur. Remember Promise of a Lifetime, where they're just casually calling out people with the hard R? Dang. No chill. Trish's anger grew. Reed was only able to stop her from jumping on Anon with Nasa's help, while Naomi and Fang would only reproach Anna for his lack of tact. How can you be a soldier if you have no tactical options? To which he simply shrugged his shoulders. If you want to know my full opinion, Nasa was wrong to give out those mutations. That's why I was full of idiots, including me, right? Secondly, I don't know why he chose those instruments. Who? Who's he? I don't know much about music, but I could see the Fangs. What is the focus of this story? Why are we speedrunning Fang? I wouldn't say she's bad at it. So Fang's not non-binary? Because no one's bringing it up? It's like she's forcing herself to play it, When you compare her to Nick playing the same instrument, like night and day. I don't know if sudden slam of Fang fist against the table made Anon decide to keep quiet. She was furious, baring her teeth in a snarl. Go to hell. You're a nobody. Now, Trisha's right. I don't even know I asked for your opinion when you don't have a clue. Come on, let's go. Peace. Flipping him off, Fang and Trish left the banquet hall along with Reed. Nasser and Naomi glared angrily at Anon. I invite you, and this is how you repay me? By insulting me and my sister on the day of my sister's wedding? They're getting married? Well, no, but I felt like making it sound worse than it was, so you'd feel bad. You should feel bad. I thought your invitation was meant as competition for this poor gentleman who can barely afford a chickadee. Isn't that right? Besides, you should look. Why is Anon so talkative in this? The man's trying to. It's like, I need to stay invisible and have a low profile. And he's just talking smack endlessly. I have to say, I love how just wild this fic has been so far. It has no chill. It's just going places. Translation issues aside, which seem to have cleaned up a bit. I guess that first chapter was like a proof of concept. Because this is way more structurally stable. So hey, good on them. But I love how it's just going places. It does not sit still. It doesn't have time for purple prose. It's got a scene to finish. I love it. It feels a little too fast, but on the other hand, hell, man. Nice to swing the other way. Besides, you should learn to take criticism. You nobles have such thin skin. Why do you even hire jesters? I know your intentions toward your sister were good, but you screwed up. What did you expect to happen when you open your wallets to strangers? Think, Nasa, think. What are you thinking? Anon went on finishing his chicken. Oh, why are you so caustic? We were only trying to be friends. You should go talk to them and apologize for being so rude. Why should I, Prince? Excuse me, princess. If they don't want my honest opinion, they shouldn't have asked for it. You already knew I wasn't going to bother being delicate, Anon replied. I already told you I'm not looking for friends, Naomi. So stop trying to force friendships I don't want. What do you mean? Thanks to the chicken anyway, Nasa. See you in class. What do you mean forcing friendships? She's just like, hey, be nice. Wow. I love how there's just this element of like, there is no focus. We're just doing stuff now. So Anna left the banquet hall, not even waiting for a single farewell gesture from either of them. Hoping he didn't have to deal with them again after being so blunt. They were just foolish nobles looking for another commoner to flatten them with sweet lies in exchange for crumbs, just like in the court. If they couldn't see reality for what it was, they would only keep spinning in the same self-destructing spiral. It's a big word from you, Mr. Non. The last class was postponed due to an announcement from the Guildmaster. According to Spears, today the Academy will be holding its first qualifying duels. That's really early in the year. Those duels will not only track the progress of the apprentice, but also grant access to guild missions that allow them to earn some extra income on the side. Of course, participation was limited to students interested in combat. Those who had not chosen martial subjects or simply weren't interested could opt out. It sounds more like it's an opt-in thing than an opt-out situation, buddy. Additionally, because there's a difference between opting out and opting in. One implies that the default is that you're already in, the other one's the opposite. Additionally, the duels will take place between agreed parties to settle disputes in a more civilized manner. I can't believe we're having a pistols at dawn duel just because I got mad over your choice in shirts. Avoiding violence outside the academy grounds. Sometimes, however, these matches are merely an excuse for secret betting. Or was it something that the academy approved of? It wasn't actively pursued either. It's like incidental betting. A fight could be one two ways. Death, incapacitation. What? You have to. What? Rules of nature, am I right, kids? Or by forcing the. Death or incapacitation, or by forcing the opponent to surrender. The latter granting more points to the victor as it acknowledges the opponent's recognition of superior skill. As it acknowledged the acknowledgement of skill. And of course, there were no real deaths or serious injuries. Inside the arenas, they all wore a belt and studded gem that would shatter upon death. Instantly telling the user's unconscious body to the infirmary, thus sparing the academy any trouble. We don't have a graveyard here. In addition, several healing materials in hand to teach amputations of injuries. So, healing magic is like out there, I guess. When Anon came, he hid the belt. Removing the certainty of death from the fight would only make him complacent and careless out there. No such belt. And man, Anon's just like trying to get himself killed. It wasn't until the last match came across a familiar face. Man, I love how. Listen, I like how Reed wears like a plain shirt. He's got plain skirt going on, but under that he's got some nice patterns. Man, still he's got that little touch. A couple of feathers, he's got it up there. The nod showed in recognition. Are we gonna see what magic is like? Because we've had like some low key like to the side magic, but not any real magic. Come on, show me some real magic if you're gonna go this fast. Also, I'm gonna have to take a break after this. I'm not breathing enough as I should. Man, I'm not breathing. Out of oxygen. Out of time. Hope there's no hard feelings when I beat you, bro. Reed said, teasingly showing his teeth with a half smile. That's gay, Reed. I'm forfeiting the duel. I'm not fighting a gay man who's like obviously trying to hit onto me. Dude, I was just trying to be I got prankster skills. God damn it. This is the fourth person who quit. Well, maybe you should stop doing it every time. Well, half of them are women. Man, nobody wants to date me. Why does my flirt power not make them infatuated? Why does it always make them... Why does it always make them run away? Am I this unappealing? You shouldn't sell the bear's hide before you hamster it, Reed. Just like you shouldn't ask for opinions if you can't handle criticism, even if it's harsh. That's a really long statement, Anon. It really doesn't hurt. It's like way too lengthy and it makes you look stupid. With that, they turned around and walked back to a starting point, leaving Reed hanging his head. Both of them had reached their marks. On your marks, the arena transformed, taking on the shape of... They can do this? They can just pull fucking jungle out of their butts? And I was still amazed the amount of resource devoted to simple student duels. Monica truly could accomplish incredible things. I mean, they're rich. There's nobles who are bored out of their gourd. There were multiple crystal players that acted as cameras, allowing the audience to watch the action. What kind of fighter was Reed? I don't pondered. His advantage in the earlier matches had been clear. His fighting style was too easy to read, making him more vulnerable to ambushes of opponents that don't reveal their abilities right away. Information's a vital part of battle. He murmured as he continued forward cautiously. The roar of the distance alerted him, and Anon smiled. I know where you are, Reed. Oh, he's straight up a D&D druid? He said quietly to himself as he tied some vines to a tree trunk to set a trap. Soon, a reed shape began to come into view, taking the form of a Spinosaurus. That's really weird. That's really weird. So we got dinosaurs, but also you can be a dinosaur. Although people of the East were partially humanoid descendants of dinosaurs, Reed, being a druid, he's a fucking D&D druid, had completed his transformation spell into the ancient beastly form of that species. How does that make any sense? Just like some still dwelling within the sun. How does that make sense? Are they like monkeys? Are they like monkeys to humans? Reed continued his advance, trying to locate his prey, sniffing the air and knocking down a few trees. We didn't notice was suddenly some vines around his feet tightened, making him lose his footings and fall face first. What is this fic? What is going on? Great question. Reed roared as he fell, crushing several bushes and shrubs beneath him. While on the ground, he felt a sharp pain in his legs and screamed in agony. He tried to stand, but he couldn't. Anon, after tripping him, had moved quickly, running towards him with a couple of swift slashes and slashed the tendons in his... Holy shit, we're going whole hog, huh? We're just going whole hog. Reed had realized he would never be able to get up again, even in his animal state. He could only writhe on the ground, whimpering in pain and fear. The crackling sound alerted Reed was too late. A large tree trunk had fallen on top of him, pinning him down. Reed could only let out a roar of pain, the crushing weight, pressing him to the ground. So when he de-transforms, is his leg back to normal or is he just dead? Listen, I'm really sorry, Reed, said in a cold tone, stepping down from the fallen tree trunk to land atop of Reed. I know it is, but I'm trying to make it quick. I know you can't speak to surrender in this form. I'm cheating, bitch! Less competition! Reed, gripped by panic, could only whimper and open close his jaw to futile impotent gesture. Anon moved swiftly and mercilessly. We're just killing Reed? He leapt to... Okay, Anon moved swiftly and mercilessly, running forward. He leapt so that his sword, now pointing downward, drove through Reed's skull, piercing the wide-open eye filled with... I'm sorry, what? What a great way to make friends, Anon! Decapitate someone! Having died instantly, I can't believe he killed him, killing him instantly. The belt activated, disintegrating Reed's body before it vanished in a flash of light. Anon and the trunk to the pin, Reed fell to the ground. The scenery faded away, leaving Anon just kind of standing around like a gormless man. The crowd cheered, but to Anon, it always felt hollow. They were merely practice bouts, brutal ones that allowed them to experience pain and the possibility of death, yet meaningless beyond serving as a way to hone his skills. Anon sheathed his sword again. As he left, people cheered and congratulated him. After all, he had achieved a perfect record of victories, making him one of the rising stars of the year. Yet none of it lifted his spirits. How could this happen to me? Oh, sorry. Why do I feel so dumb? Then why do I feel so empty? Maybe I shouldn't have stood out so much? Why do I keep winning? On the other hand, I need to earn my title to move forward. Why does it feel like everything I do is meaningless? I don't know. Maybe stop being a nihilist? Or be a nihilist and embrace that you can give your own meaning. Seeing a terrified Reed leaving the infirmary with the faggot church only clouded his thought further. Am I doing the right thing by fighting? You joined this particular tournament to get something out of it. The just summoned children. They have lived through my miseries. Am I being too harsh on them? Nah, it's the children who are wrong. Alone, at home, stripped of his armor, Anon sat on his bed, letting the moonlight fall across part of his figure. Staring at his hand, he had his last thoughts before going to sleep. You're nothing but an abomination, Anon. They'll never accept you. Your opinions don't matter. They'll rebuild their lives after you're gone. You just have to think about the only future that awaits you. You don't need to leave her as the best. Just get your license and leave this place behind. Anon sicht. He knew it was a lie, he told himself, but what else could he do? Because of this condition, he could never live a normal life, the simple life he wished for. What life? What condition? Perhaps that's why he projected his pent-up anger, being so cold and unpleasant to others. It's only the first few days, Anon. Once you're long gone, knew you'd be invisible and can go on with your life. I mean, if you keep winning like that, probably not. Wow. I have no idea what's going on or what the point of this story is, in that I don't know where it's planning to go with any of it. But I don't know, man. We got some zest. You got some of that joie de vivre or whatever you want to call it. They expected RuneScape. I gave him Dark Souls 2. I just wanted to hit him with my sword every couple of ticks. And so forth. I wonder if the whole problem with, like, inconsistency in whatever narrator or analyst talking is, like, the author's problem? Oh, yeah, notes, added end to narrator voice sections. So the author, original or otherwise, is aware of the fact that, like, this structure he's using isn't actually working. It's really weird. Anyway, I'm just going to say, pa-da-pa-pa-da-pa-da-pa-pa-da-pa-da-pa-da-pa. I'm going to stop the recording. Since it's a 2-month of Shrine of Amana. Ugh. Wow, Senator. I'm very close to putting you in timeout. That's mean. That's cruel. That isn't a cruel and unusual punishment. The Geneva Convention exists to put people like you behind bars. You scoundrel. You rapscallion. You ruffian. Do no well. Please imagine me, like, flapping my hands ineffectually at the sky. Yeah. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. And so forth. Just gonna take a brief breather, as it were, and let things go. So, like I said, I talk too much. I talk too much. I talk too fast. It's hurting my jaw and cheeks. What is this? Well, I'm just gonna go. I think I'm gonna get up and get something to drink. Go breathe and relax a little bit. I'll be back like a little bit. Here's the text we all know and love. Hubba. Hubba! I demand your attention as we continue our read along aloud. Please return. I have returned. Frische Waffeln, Waffeltufen, Erdnüsse, frisch gebrühten Mandel. Delightful. What is that emoji? It's a little cat in the box. You got a little cat in the box. Little kitty kitty. Alright, well, let's do this. Let's get going. Narrator, a new sunny late summer dawns. Yawn yawns, shake off his drowsiness, get ready to wash his face. As he does every morning, but notices something strange. The water barely touches him. He falls again with his helmet on. He's fallen asleep. Good job, Anon. You fell asleep in armor. Now you're fatigued all day. I know it. That's why I woke up feeling a bit warm, said Anon, as he took off his helmet. Isn't that also narrator? Better wash before I go. The drool isn't gonna do any favors against the rust. It becomes common for me to hide my body. It becomes so common for me to hide my body that sometimes it feels strange to see myself directly. Anon muses, looking at his reflection in the water-filled basin. If someday I found someone special, will they reject me when I'm sure they want to like? Is he a monkey? Is Anon a monkey? Instead of just a human? So he's a monkey in there? Stop being ridiculous, Anon. That's not possible. That kind of life isn't for me. Just focus on your life as it is. Well, your life should be, and that's that. Anon continues his morning routine before heading to the academy. Calisthenics with a sword to awaken his body. Breakfast with what little he could afford with his meager savings. A cold water. How does he afford the school? And stabbing himself into his armor. Now he's ready to leave. Try hunting something in the woods nearby. Found a way to earn some extra money. Anon thought to himself as he finished getting ready. I'll get myself ranked to take guild jobs. He reminded himself mentally. The summer will be fading soon, and once the winter hits, getting provisions will be hard, especially with my finances.
And so, does Dr. Spider's backpack slung over his shoulder, his faithful sword in hand, he set off on new day at the academy. That's when there are a few classes he hadn't taken yet, but today it was not one of the music.
Now, listen, buddy. I know, okay? I know that you guys don't know about the trivium and the quadrivium. Wait, it's not the quadrivium, right? Oh, it is the quadrivium. Also known as the three ways and the fourth ways. Now, trivium is what you would learn first. It's like your grammar, your thinkies, your logic, your rhetoric. Rhetoric, of course, is like persuading people. You know, writing, talking, thinking. And then later you got your quadrivium, which are the four ways, and all of these make up the 7 liberal arts. I think it's astronomy, mathematics, probably geometry, and music. So, yeah, it makes sense that Anon would learn these things. He's learning the 7 liberal arts. What a liberal loser. You must hide the wares, even if people have coin. If Anon turns out to be a Khajiit, high five, buddy. Even better at Dunmer. Giving Anon the Enwa pass is too dangerous. You can have it as a treat. Hey, my mother was a Dunmer, and my dad was a Khajiit, and don't ask what happened. Somehow it did not involve slavery. Magical. There were a few classes he hadn't taken yet. He's got to learn the 7 liberal arts. I wonder why Spears had assigned him this subject. It was one he was least interested in. Because it's considered classic! Every good sage and scientist and scholar knows his way around music. It wouldn't be useful out there, and he doubted he could make a living as a bard. The teacher was Beth Owen. Who the fuck is Beth Owen? One of the most renowned musicians of her day. She dressed in ornate clothing that an orchestra conductor, giving it. So we have fucking suits. This setting has people in suits. I appreciate that there is no sense of temporality in this.
Alright, students. Pair up. We start with basic music theory.
Bend over. Bend over. Bend over. Could be. Great. Hopefully I wasn't a balloon that we won't drag it down some balsa with you. Hey, partner! Nick? Do you have a better partner? I'm gonna drag you to the mud. I have no knowledge of music. Tomboy Nick! If Chad hadn't told him during class after concert, and I would have thought she was a man. Judging by androgynous looks and the way she dressed. I know, I'll help you. The fact that you didn't collapse the Fink's concept means that either you don't have ears, or you don't know, I've got a clue about the musical crimes they were committing. Thanks! Speaking of Fang, don't they take this class? I doubt she or her brother will speak to me again. Yesterday I told her, honestly, but I thought the consultation took it badly. That's pretty much what I expected. I'm amazed she had the guts to tell him. Fang's quite a temper, and then he gets all jittery over anything involving his sister. That's probably why Fang didn't show up to the academy today. Either hit her hard did she let it on, or you actually made her think. As the lesson went on, and I was taking notes. I can't believe someone's helping me take notes. My literacy is improving. Thanks to her, maybe I'd even be able to pass this class. Who knows? You might have said. I like how. Again, we're just doing stuff. We're just cutting out one of the key subjects where Anon and Fang meet up and rub elbows, and we just have Nick. Just make out with Nick and Sage already, Anon. You know you want to. Anon is only attracted to women that look like men. Don't ask why. You know them pretty well, Nick. Honestly, I didn't expect any less from fair pompous nobles. I bet they only have people flattering them. Since, Hey, don't talk about things you don't understand. Everyone's got their own little problems. I didn't think you talk about, like that with your bunch of friends. I don't have friends, Nick. Listen, it sounds damn depressing, but it's better that way. Someone who ends up doing the kind of work I've been doing, unofficially at that, doesn't exactly die at old age in a bed surrounded by the loved ones. So the fewer people that get involved with me, the better. That's what I have a lot of life, man. I know you got your code and all, but is there really something you want to do? Someone's gotta do it, Nick, even if it's not exactly what I dreamed of as a kid. Then what did you dream of as a kid? Why don't we talk about that? The conversation died there, leaving a bitter note as they finished talking to Professor Beth. At least for a while. Or at least they did for a while. I don't know why Fang switched to that damn bass. What the hell is fueling these electric guitars? What electricity we got? She had a real talent for the guitar. I wish you could have heard her play. Or maybe she wants to try a new approach. At least with weapons. It's normal to test different ones to fire when you want to master. No, it's not that. They've been doing guitars for years. Maybe Trish got into the convictions. So we're just having Trish getting spoiled. I like how this story is like, listen, these are all like important plot notes that you have to hide until later so that Anon can come to his own conclusions over time. It's like, no, Anon, you need to know the plot. I need to tell you what's actually going on now. Oh, yeah, right, something like that. Even so, there's this determination and things. She wanted to master that instrument at all costs. I don't know why, but I doubt she'll manage it. I guess playing the guitar came much more natural to her. The basic guitar are not that different. It's not like you're suddenly trying to play the xylophone or something. Oh, what's that out is? Shame! I hope she'll feel us go back to the guitar. Sing or play? So much happier. I like the guitars, it's simple Mage's shocking touch. I'm not gonna shocking grasp my guitar for 6 seconds of music. Anon, curious, wanted to keep asking Nick about her history with Fang, but the sound of the bell tower marked the end of the class. Two said their goodbyes, though they walked in the same direction for a while. Eventually, Anon stopped midway. Something caught his attention from the corner of his eyes. It was that purple micro-raptor Sage. Looked as if they tripped on the last few steps of the staircase and fallen, scattering several books. Sage, unlike Nick, had an androgynous appearance. Why are so many women in this like dudes? It's like someone is really terrified that I'm gonna get interested in someone else. But unlike Nick, their judgment wasn't entirely clear. Depending on who you ask, the answer varied. It's almost like, you know. But I don't ever bother to find out just to like them. You two hit his peers. Man, look at all these people who are nothing like they appear to be on the outside. How weird. And I might not have started up under normal circumstances, but this time I felt strangely compelled to do so. Was this the call of nightly duty? I gotta take a poop. Or was the look of desperation in Sage's eyes that stirred something within him long dormant? God, I love how we're just skipping, man. Who needs character development? We need the character to happen now. Sage, you all right?
Sir Knight, Anon? Sir Knight, Anon? I'm fine, just a bit clumsy.
With Sage lifting their head, Anna could see clearly now. Their glasses were patched up and a bruise marked their cheek. You noticed the rest of their body. More signs and blows, some old, some new, some many half hidden under the clothes. In the other one, in chapter 1, the art we see of Sage is like completely covered up. It was that reddish bitch, Anon thought, clenching his teeth and tensing with fury. Sage instinctively felt a chill run down their spines as their scales bristled. That's not how scales work! They're just skin, but funny. Like, they're not fish scales. Even Nick and the others in the hallway sensed it in frozen place. Bloodlust. Oh, hello, Mo. Pats for Como. I've been stuck working for months now. Isn't that just how jobs in general work? You work at them for long periods of time? Or are you one of those itinerant workers? A primal instinct had warned them of a mortal threat, a miasma of savage killing intent that didn't feel the human at all. The malignant sensation terrified them for an instant, and then, just as suddenly as it came, it was gone. Anon, let me ease your pain, Sage. Anon gently took Sage's bruised cheek in his hand, though. Oh my! Anon's a paladin! So Anon knows cool smite moves, and he can do lay on hands? Abraca-slap! The pain is gone. Was mine healing? Anon nodded. And then remembered how he practiced tirelessly for hours before mastering it the night before. You know, just last night I just learned this. To use minor healing, you must want to heal people. Magic can vary depending on the. That's cute. We're probably not going to do anything with that, but hey. So far, this hasn't done anything with anything, it feels like. And so he practiced by cutting his hands to heal himself with a curative touch, accelerating his body's natural recovery process. Cut, heal, repeat. And that's just practicing self-harm with excuses. Another day off in a couple of years. Man! You'd think, right? You'd think you'd get a day off. That's what he kept telling himself for hours, so the sensation became as natural as breathing. So Anon just has magic healing powers? Mages, am I right, gamers?
Hey, you. What the hell are you doing to Sage, you beasted?
It's been a pleasant Sage. Because growing fancy the class, said Anon, paying no attention to what he had to say some books from the floor. And then Anon left without a word. Not out of rudeness, but his inner rage was consuming him. He didn't want to snap at... Man really wants to fight Mia, I guess. Anon the Lightbringer. Lightbringer. Alan Grant? Why is he not a human? I'll be your professor in bestiology. Is that how we fuck a dog? What? Why is it called bestiology? What a terrible name. It's like the brown velociraptor. He looks reddish, not brown. He barely looks orange, riding on the board. Yeah, I know, but why isn't he a human then? Bestiology. For the best of friends. Because bestiality had already been copyrighted. Another class Anon hadn't yet taken. His class turned out to be the opposite of music for several reasons. First, he would most likely ace this class, and second, it was his turn to help Nick in return. I like how it's turn twice. Turn in return. That's what turn means, thank you. Why are you here, Nick? You don't really belong in this class.
Hey, old man, you should be stop being so cold for people. You're gonna hurt my feelings.
Huh. As if bards cared about that. Seriously. Is baseball true here because, like you did with music?
No, I'm serious, dude. The best way to add some epic beats to my songs without getting my hands dirty, you know?
I didn't know you had songs other than those sugary ballads. Is that one for some lover you miss?
Or something like that.
The class continued with Professor Alan Grant talking about several lesser monsters that prowl the country.
So those sticky things, are they really the spirits of drowned criminals?
Oh, you mean the Draugr?
No. The Selkie? Kelpie?
Are we talking about mermaids again? The drowned? No, that's a folk belief. They're ancient creatures, very ancient.
The deep ones?
Brought here from the early by the old...
So they're the deep ones!
Get the coelacanth out of here. They don't feel fear and they're nasty and resilient, particularly to poison and slashing ones. Aren't they weak to slashing usually because they're like bloated fish people? But the best way to finish them is with silver weapons, to knock them down and kill them fast and hard. That works on anyone! Man, if you knock someone on the ground, they can just slash their throat. Yes, that works on most people! For example, give blow to the head or stab them hard. What you mean to say, Anon, is don't focus on one blow. Like, set yourself up for a single executioner strike instead of focusing on repeated blows. Tactical. And it's a monster before the... Yeah, you should consider using the big lance or the big axe. Like the one that's the size of a house. You know, normal weapons. Oh, yo, Goldmine. Sounds like you almost killed him every day. Nick, I am, or rather was, monster hunter. I just wasn't licensed. Silver for months. Silver months, where's Geralt? Whenever Geralt is in the room, people should ask, where's Geralt? Where's Gerald? I just thought it was a cool word. Didn't until 4 the entire paths orders at 6. Poor guy. Poor guy. Poor guy. Pats. Pats. I killed a dozen of those bastards. The most dangerous thing is letting them overwhelm you. I see people get torn apart of dragging to the desk because they got cocky roachy after killing one or two. Right. Anyway, back to the subject. They have the Necker. Those little bastards you have to watch because they always go, nah, nah. And it always sounds like a slur for some reason, but it's not, don't worry. The class ended and he gets to say goodbye, blah, 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 blah. Here goes to Spears. He wasn't even invited. Anon entered about politely, raising an eyebrow to the Neanderthal. Anon, you don't need to with all that fuss. I'm not royalty. Aren't you the Barbarian King? Or is that just like a whatever title? Sorry, but I'm used to presenting myself that way towards certain patrons. But back to the point. You all know me as abusing Sage. Wow! Fucking Detective Anon already figured this out. What the hell is going on with Anon? He's just so good at his job. Hold on, I'm looking up Neckers now. I'm being redirected to Breeze Wiki. I don't want to be redirected to... I just want to see the page. Oh, those little guys. I can't believe that we're referencing The Witcher and Harry Potter in the same breath. No. Even though Sage's tuition's already paid for by the Morettis. What? Into signing a servitude? Just call him a slave, man. Anna, you have to save him from slavery. Oh, this is an isekai, isn't it? Everyone knows that in an isekai you have to save a slave girl, and she's like, I want to be your slave now. Even though slavery sucks, I want to be your slave because fetish and all that. Oh man, it's vanilla too. Can we at least do an actual kink? Sorry, Anon, only bare bones basic bitch stuff. Oh man. I thought getting brought to an isekai meant I could live my pervy dreams, but instead I just get this fucking vanilla-ass bullshit. I've been ruined, I say. Ruined. Anyway, let's see. Given his hands are tied. And not in the kinky way. That's my wife. Tournament arc. And I'll clench his fist. What does that mean? It could do anything. But the great preparing kick becomes so weak that he trembled before the sight of a piece of paper. I can't do anything illegally, but you could teach him a lesson. I'll cover for you for families where that becomes an issue. A Raider Kingdom. That'll solve all problems. Anon reflected. Did he have Spears' approval to kill her in a duel? No, he needed a different approach. Do I have complete freedom then? Within the academy grounds, of course. Remember the rules! I'm giving you this privilege even though you haven't yet reached the rank that allows you to request duels. Wow. Defeater and I'll grant you that special right. But don't abuse it. I expect you to use it wisely. According to your code, friendship, sir. You do. No matter how you see yourself, can't fight the title life alone. I mean, isn't an adventure like the ultimate job where meritocracy comes in? Because sure, you can have fancy armor, but if people ditch you, if they decide that you can go fuck yourself, you're dead, right? That's how adventuring works. Is that where villains come from? A lot of nobles just survive because of divine providence or whatever. Ugh. And I took his leave from Spears to the banquet hall, quiet meal. Even their wisdom said otherwise. A woman well-built physique and aqualops, or perhaps an ankylosaurus, because people don't know, was confronting... Okay. There we go. I'm letting that don't slip. Time to play the ass in student. Interesting that I picked that one up. Woman opposing for shame, Mia did not back down. Bitch! How
you hit... Wow. What the hell, Rosa? Bitch. Pendeja. How dare you hit Sage? I should have beaten you up. You should just leave this untranslated. Just leave this all in Spanish. It'll be funnier that way. Actually, let's look up... What does it say in Spanish? In El Spanito. It's such a beautiful language. Dude, I wonder where the hell the last chapter is. It is pendeja! Hell yeah, baby. I'm 100% real Mexicano. I'd like to see you try. You all bark and no bite, Rosa. Challenge me to a duel if you really wanna. Well, Mia's friends fawned over her, and Rosa's companion tried to calm things down. And took the chance to eat whatever he could to move out of causing trouble. Took the form of a fish pie. Specifically, a full pie slap, pastry smack, straight into Mia's face while she was still arguing with Rosa. The hall fell to a deadly silence, which the brass plate sound even louder, more dramatic. The hall fell into a deadly silence, making the sound of the brass plate hitting the floor even more dramatic than it otherwise would have been, as it fell off of Mia's face and onto the floor. Mia's expression of disbelief turned to pure fear. She looked at her. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to hit your face with a pie, you know. I just kind of happened to stand there and there was a pie. Make Rosa a cleric. There's a reason why the class been banned since their edition. You are dead. Oh, you want to do it, fine by me? No. I dare you. I'll do it you in my own way, you starving worm. You've got hours to live. Mia turned. He's leaving with her entourage. Seeing this first provocation, Anon pushed it further. It had an immediate effect. Mia spun around like a wild animal, just spinning in place. Fine. This very afternoon. A duel between you and me, chicken. Wait. Or you just all bark and bite. Oh, wait. Oh, this is him. I thought he was the one doing Clucky Son. This very afternoon, a duel between you and me, a chickadee. Or just bark and no bite. Oh, you're gonna die, Tin Man. After the class run eventful, other than the whispers of the fact that Anon was going to die very soon. Anon's honesty on the matter made Trish very angry. He didn't hold back, but luckily Reed stepped in, sided with Anon. You know, he did try to brutally murder me, but that was my fault. I was being stupid. When the class sent him out, the truth arrived. However, Anon locked a weapon. Not that he didn't have them, but the job goes, every job needs a rat tool. Welcome to the garden, he found it. It's fine. So a young dead tree. The trunk wasn't too thick, it was sturdy. You'll do, pig. You'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Apparently, Xbox Series prices are going to go up. Two, 4, 6, 8. You've been staying up too late. I like this Anon is such a weird character. All things considered, right? If Caesar shoots blade of power stars comes to the trunk, and then he just shows up with a big club. And I was surprised with the size of the crowd, even more people, and during the qualifying match of the first few days. It seemed people either didn't like Mia very much or just wanted to see him die. Being the challenger, he had requested the setting be a force with open clearings. Wasn't she the challenger, though? He didn't know what Mia had requested, but he wasn't about to give her an advantage by fighting in a flat, obstacle-free arena. He was also somewhat relieved that with such a huge crowd, he couldn't see their faces clearly. Large audiences made it uncomfortable. Everyone just judges. Little does Mia know, Anon has that special armor from Fight Night, where you get the least health, but you get a gun. I might not have helped Mia, but I have a gun! Anon left his sword and his emergency belt in the locker room. Fancy the center with a club in hand, Mia was already waiting. Oh, I am Monkey. Mia stood there in partial armor. Impartial? Wearing a helmet and two-handed axe. To Anon, it looked like one of those Western mercenary units, the Vangarian Guard. The Varangian? The Varangi? Those were tough types. Bodyguards of kings and senators. And the equipment was top-notch. Clearly her father had spared no expense in outfitting her daughter. He even got her a cape. How does her tail work? Is that like a hole in the cape? Or, like, I feel like a cape could work if you had, like, a split in the middle in the back. But, like, where did her muzzle go? It's just gone. She has no muzzle. Her face is flat. How does everyone know that Anon is a human if this works for Mia? Now we're bringing the mountain blade. She has reach, though. It's about time you showed up. Ugh, seriously? Your weapon's a club? You spare what little money you had to cover up how ugly you are?
Anon said nothing. Mia's thoughts had a child. What a grown man he is. He's 17. He's the grownest man. He simply approached to rid the club at hand before the four was fight asleep. I like how Anon in this is such a fucking Mary Sue, right? Anon can do no wrong, and it's just been, you know, pulling ahead.
Oh, so scared you can't even talk.
However, the glimmer of Anon's emerald eyes behind his visor told her otherwise. And that was with infuriated to the most.
I'm gonna enjoy ripping your eyes out, scum.
To your mark. Oh, sorry. To your marks. Furious, Mia was the first to turn and march to her position, but after a few steps, she felt a slight chills crawl down her spine. If Anon's eyes were boring straight to her. Anon's so cool! Anon, imagine the droopy snout from Little Gator. Her muzzle goes down with a whomp, whomp. Anon's so cool, he stares at Mia, who's super tough, and Mia goes, oh no, Anon's so super tough with his super cool eyes, he's so handsome. Oh no, I feel, she's scared. She slowed her pace and glanced over her shoulder. Oh, see Anon calmly walking to his mark as well. She frowned, unsure if she imagined it, but the feeling of unease lingered. Once both were in place, Spears gave the signal to begin. And Mia advanced confidently. A weakling with a stick was going to challenge her, so she'd have a new toy to play with. What is with slavery with you people? Well, Anon, I know that people like to claim humans are the real slave drivers, but we've been doing this stuff way before you guys ever tried to doing it. Well, goddammit. Anon, we're not even reminding the audience that it's a forced... Whatever. Like, the implication is that they're within viewing distance. They can see each other when the match starts, but I guess not. Where are you? I mean, I guess they established that with Reed. Come out, you little rat. You little mammal. You little rat, mammal rat. Even though nobody can see his eyes, she feels it. Yeah. Thump.
What the hell was that? The noise coming from a sardine can. Is he trying to lure me out? Me?
Mia ran towards the source of the sound, staying alert just in case the armored coward had set traps, but she didn't slow down. There was Anon standing at the edge of the forest, the other side of the clearing, striking a tree trunk with his glove to get her attention. Mia gripped her axe with both hands. Time for bloodshed to come, and she relished it. Your time's up, worm. Thine time has cometh. Anon stopped, hitting the trunk to face her. That was all. Then he got killed. That was all. He stood straight, taking no fighting stats whatsoever. That infuriated even more. He was underestimating her, just like if it a piece of trash who had faced her before. I like how people keep underestimating her. Mia roared and charged at him, axe forward. That's not how you use an axe. You hold an axe behind yourself to build up momentum. You don't hold it forward. It's not a fucking spear. You can't impale someone with an axe. I mean, I guess you could with this because it does have a little pokey bit, but like this cutty bit's gonna hit first, and that's not gonna go in clean. Gonna lose so much momentum. Forcing the issue. Hold up. You know, given where we are, how about we, There we go. Railroad to charge, axe forward. She climbed a small rise and twisted her hips to swing in a wide arc when suddenly Anon's boot. Are you a boot or a smiminal? You've been struck by boot. Anon's boot struck the middle of her axe hand. How does he do that? This thing has reach. How do you just strike with your boot? Sending her spiraling backwards and rolling down the slope. Woman builds up momentum in a charge. You just like, knock it back. I mean, it's cavalry axes, but those momentum because of horses. It doesn't count if you're using horses. Cavalry never counts. Mia roars and slammed the fist against the ground. The worst part wasn't the fall, it was that Anna was standing exactly where it happened. As I behind the visor, looking down at us, you a pathetic insect. Why is Anon such a Mary Sue in this? Everything is just going this man's way? Or at least it did, until he turned and calmly walked into the forest. Get out of here, One Punch Man. You're not even funny. Mia clenched her teeth. I dare that street rat humiliate her. She's been struck by boot. Without hesitation, she stormed into the woods, axe in hand, seething in rage and anger and thirst for blood. Her tail tipped with sharp spikes thrashing behind her. There was Anon again, motionless among the trees. She charged with words to raise her axe for a vertical strike. But Anon moved too swiftly. It's the downside of a vertical strike. It's easy to sidestep. Counteracting with a direct thrust of his club directly to her parasaur snout. Just fucking bonks her. He boops her with a club. The blow flattened her snout. It was she's wearing a helmet. This is why you wear a helmet. To avoid a bloody nose. Made her stumble back, the blood from her nose ruined her sense of smell, but this time, she'd never used her sense of smell in this fight, who cares? But Anon gave her no reprieve. As soon as she regained her footing, he struck again, landing a sizable blow to her head that sent a helmet flying. No mercy. Next event was he bent forward, kicked straight to the gut. This is... I like how Mia is apparently like fully armored, but Anon can just fucking go ham on her and she doesn't feel it. What are we doing here is a great question. I have no answer. Anon just wins, I guess. And I kept tracking this stuff for the article. I mean, admittedly, technically, you know, I feel like Punch Drunk Gator should have been red before they did this. And it goes Doom Eternal bonk. I can't believe my head was smashed so hard. It's now between my shoulders. I'll kill you. What are you? That weird guy with the puppets? Anon said nothing. He simply stared at her, not attacking, not speaking. Because he's so handsome and cool, and everyone thinks he's the best guy ever. I like how Anon's like, I want to be invisible, I want to draw any attention, and he just does this, challenging one of the most powerful people in school. Anon, she gets her axe back, she starts swinging, grab the after her axe, because he's just like that. Pulling it towards him, using the I like how it's just Anon doing stuff. Mia gets nothing. Who? This guy is 17 years old, right? And he's just this good at it. Oh my fucking... Really? We're doing the anime thing of characters on the sidelines are talking about how he's actually doing something really cool. Jesus Christ. Sage broke into the maternity ward. So, man, Anon's so cool. He's not really fighting us properly. He's actually winning so hard that he's like super winning. Like, I get the point if, like, the whole thing behind Mia is that she doesn't actually know how to fight because she's always relied on her equipment, but none of that seems to really apply here. Jesus fucking Christ. Stop glazing him! We're 3 chapters in! The key, the martial mana without weapons. Mental projection, it's kind of magic. Blocks are mithril, one of the hardest, no metals. You already said no weapons. Where's Naomi? I'll go look for her. Boy Scout? Do Boy Scouts even exist in this world? Man, this song's so jammy. To be fair, Anon said he's been in wars. He's 17! Like, listen, I understand that if you're 17 years old and you've been in a war before, you're probably a bit more martially, like, toughened. But I don't think that would give you this degree of combat experience. If anything, I think you could have trauma. And not be dealing with it well. And Anon really just seems to get whatever he wants, is the problem. Like, even as a soldier, shouldn't he be, like, at least taking it a bit more serious? Like, he should at least scale up Mia and be like, oh, she's actually hot garbage. Oh, why am I putting on my defensive stance when she can't even hit me? Like, we don't even get that build-up. He just immediately starts off glazed. The glazing isn't on top of the donut. It's just all over the donut. And my hands are getting sticky. Don't make me laugh. Caw, caw, caw. Emath. Your oath still doesn't really feel like anything, man. It just feels like this thing you just said. Or complexity, look at that. It's like got a leash. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. I'm the coolest guy. I'm a Witcher 3. Would you graze on someone you hate because they have no experience? Listen. My point is less that... I feel like the way it should go is that Mia shows up, he sees all the equipment, and he kind of goes, she looks like she actually has, she might know what she's doing, because you don't just buy armor like that for somebody if you don't know what they're doing. Also, she seems to be wearing this kind of gear. You build up like Mia's dad is part of this mercenary company he mentioned, the Varangians, and it's like, oh, she might actually be like the real deal, and I might actually have overestimated what I saw. I got the feeling, she abuses weaker people. She doesn't know what real violence is. You kind of build her up a little bit. You give her a little bit of that, like, ooh, this might require me to try. And so the fight starts, and Anon goes... he focuses on defense because he doesn't really know. It's like, that axe is big, one hit and I'm down. I need to make sure that I can land a counter blow. And so he starts going for it, and Mia makes these really obvious wide swings, right? The point is that she really only knows how to get the edge alignment right, so she knows how to hit people with it, but she doesn't know any tactics. She doesn't like set herself up for a follow-up hit. She leaves herself wide open because she's used to people that are like flinching or backing down or blocking with their shield and get knocked around. She's not used to enemies that dodge and beck and weave around her blows. And so Anon's like, why am I trying so hard? She doesn't know what she's doing. And then the smackdown starts, because then it's like, it's kind of cathartic because you're like, oh, this might actually be difficult. Instead, it's like, oh, that's pretty cute. And I don't think it works well, especially because we already had the Reed fight and it was so one-sided. Like, we already know Anon's fucking hot shit, and now we're doing it again. Can someone please break this man's arm so we can get some counterbalance? Like, goddamn. Anyway, he needs a leash because Anon's really into puppy play. Anon, stop being into puppy play. Or dragon play? I guess dragon play would be a thing in this world, huh? Not bad, boy. Your conqueror's aura rivals your dad's. Your dad. I like how you know her dad. In his active days. Also, 17 years old, and he's like, you could make him 21, make him older, make him feel more like he belongs here. Make this academy for people that have already like been places, done stuff. God, there's so many ways to make this work without it feeling like you're just, jerking off to yourself. It's not even a Toriyama handjob. It's just masturbation. The people like, you really piss me off, psychopaths, users, trash the use that daddy's influence. Her dad is not a noble, but like a mercenary company guy. If he actually is like a mercenary company, he's not like the traditional soft noble. He's a guy that does work. If she falls for him after this, I'm gonna have to invoke the Isekai rule and call it a quits. I'm sorry. For me, as she said, such a hard life of luxury, and now she rebels by pretending to be tough, by torturing those less fortunate. I mean, like, the whole meat-eating thing would be cute, right? To call that one out. Like, you don't know what it means to be tough, so you eat meat. Because that's, like, what people say is tough. Because meat-eaters are often tough about stuff. And she wants to be a meat-eater, or whatever. Without exceptional either for the crowd, the thought get to creep in. But a middle beast. God, stop glazing him. It'd be a shame for me in a match. Someone who couldn't care less about her dad's influence. That day, me would go find her to pray poetic, isn't it? Who are you talking to, Anon? Who is this conversation for? Anon emerged from the edge of the forest, completely covered in Mia's blood. Man just pounded her and pounded her. He pounded her. Is that... This picture is about that, really? Anon's so cool. He's so barely moved, legs trembling in terror. What's wrong, Mia? In presence of fun. Hunter's Mark. D&D? We're straight up... Why do we have fucking Harry Potter magic if we also do D&D? Make it easy to track them and do more mystical damage than normal. It's perfect for tracking down specific prey. Pick it up! Naomi, you're not allowed to step in between an arena. So, you're just allowed to interrupt a duel? I don't feel like that's illegal. Just beat her up. She's stupid enough to walk into an active battle zone. Kick her in the nuts. Let's see. Do you stop her beating up Sage? You're part of this problem too, your family. Jesus Christ. This feels right. You want to know what this writing feels like? This writing feels like we're past the climax. Right? This writing feels like the climax of a story or a chapter. This feels like the high note of like, we've developed these characters, we've established these animosities, and now we're finally letting these characters get their victory, and we're going to turn the tables. And we're like 3 chapters in, and the original has over 20 chapters. Why are we at this point? Why is the terminal station of this bus stop 2 stops in? Shut up, Mia. You're just a dum-dum. No, I have to be strong. I won't be father's disappointment again. It's the only thing I have, Miss Perfect. Don't you understand? Because that's where we take over all your stupid responsibilities. I like how Anon's just like, God damn it, fucking family trouble, really? I can't believe I have to stand there while these guys are having a family feud. And then Anon gets to have his fucking monologue, though he barely knows her. Like, this makes sense because they know each other, but then, like, why are you talking, Anon? Why are you giving people life advice? He's demonstrated himself to be a detective, a hunter, a guy who can take care of himself, a soldier, a mage, and now he's a therapist. Stop getting glazed! Anon, please. Act this way because you thought you were alone, then you said you're your father. How would you know anything what that feels like, Anon? Can we establish your character so we can see, like, oh, of course he feels like that, because Anon's in a similar... You're not that guy, trust me, you're not that guy. Pick up your axe, we'll continue. Also, why is like Naomi getting in the way when this whole thing is like you don't die? Did Mia take off her belt? I guess Mia took off her belt. I guess I must have missed that because that makes sense. Mia might be the kind of person to take off the stupid belt and be like, "Ha, fight me fairly and squarely." Mia was furious, and then she's like, "Sage will be your vassal now." That's not what vassalage is. God damn it, that's not what vassalage is. First off, vassals own land. They are lords. They own land. Like, the only thing they have to do is pay tribute, and generally speaking, like, be like, hey, you're the cool guy. I'll come help you out when you need me to. And on screens in anguish under 40 laser plays. I have no character arc because nothing I work at is bad. Everything I do is succeed. There's nothing for me to grow in. I'm too big for my britches. I can't fit. My ass is too fat. It's so full of glaze. So, yeah, Senator. Everyone, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put this up to poll because I'm not even certain myself. I'm going to have to put it up to poll. Are we breaking the rule I set where we're not doing stupid isekai bullshit? But I have no land, Sage grabs it. I found mine! I'm free from Mia. You really think that guy Anon's gonna be better? Anon's an asshole. Like, I don't know what to tell you. For all of his good traits, Anon's a fucking asshole. He is a jackass and a jerk. I don't like that guy. The cards say yes. The boy will change many things, and it won't be good because he's fucking miserable. You and your devil nonsense. It's magic. You're a lucky raptor Jesus loves and protects you anyway. You're his vassal now. Because if it's yes, I'm gonna have to stop because I'm not in the mood for this. Mia tricked you. Morelli's already paid for your. You don't need to be that woman's. What are you talking? That's not how a contract works. That's not how a contract works. The contract isn't you have to do this until we pay the money. It's you have to do this over a period of time. I think because Anon owns the contract, he's allowed to dissolve it. But so many No. The worst isekai persist. I'm gonna have to rely on your expertise. Is it more common for the character to leave the slavery in place because he doesn't want to bother? Or is it more common for them to say, no, you're free, go. And they come back anyway? Which one's more common? Tell me. Because if it's one, then we're going to have to stop. But if it's the other, I guess I have to keep going. That's right. I don't need vassals, and I can barely support you anyway. Listen, I can barely afford myself. How am I paying for your for your food? How'd he gotten by until now? Because he does dirty work. He's somehow been in wars and also done monster hunting at the same time. Because Anon could just do whatever. I want to be your vassal. Just kiss already. You saved me from a horrible future. Okay, so I don't care about your answer. We have a character that is like, hey, I want to be your slave, which is the fucking isekai bullshit I'm talking about. Sage really just said, I want to be your slave, right? Oh my god. I'm gonna. Goddamn. I hope ever I can't even beg my parents for funds. I owe you my life. Isn't your bakery, like, doing well? It's implied that your bakery's doing fine. Are you hurt, Sage? I don't know if you like me. Squire. A squire isn't a vassal! Or a slave! Jesus Christ. Do you know anything? I won't be indulgent. What do you mean indulgent? You have to. What? So he's like, okay, fine. I guess you'll be my vassal. Like, Adon's like, no. And then she's like, but I want to be. And he's like, okay, fine. Oh my god, this is exactly the fucking isekai bullshit that I don't want to hear about. Why are they moving in with you? Can't they just stay at their own fucking place? Anon got a maid. Ugh. Ugh. There will be rules. You can't enter my room. You can't suck my dick. Not allowed. But Anon, everyone's already sucking your dick. Yeah, I know. It's so embarrassing. I'm so cool. Yes, my lord Anon. Great. Man, this really is just a fucking isekai. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. We got one more chapter. We'll do that one later. I'm tired. I'm gonna need some time to recover from all this. I like how that chapter has nothing to do with the original story at all. It's just like we randomly beat up her because I guess I don't know, man. And then I just want to be left alone. I never wanted to fight any of you. I make you pay for making Stella cry. What is Anon's problem? This man does not understand how to be alone. He's worse at it than Anon in Snoop Gang. Ugh. The story has no sense of pacing. I never thought I would see a story this poorly paced, considering we had so much purple prose that just never went anywhere. Anyway, I'm tired and my jaws hurt. My jaw hurts and I have no oxygen in my system. I thank you all for coming. Do I though? Do I though? We got Sage, probably me on Nick, and Chet will swing the other way once. And your crimes against writing. I sent you 50 more years. My diabetes! I got diabetes. It was the hour of the woof. Oh, man. And they got rid of the whole narrator colon thing. What is going on with the writing style in this? This feels like someone wrote it over like different decades. It's great. Oh, we're going to quotation marks. We're no longer doing the dash thing. What the hell is this author doing? He's just fucking around. It's great. I kind of like the vibe of like fucking around so much. Ugh. Anyway, we only got one more chapter, but we'll do that later. Probably somewhere in the middle of the week when I feel like it. So look forward to that. Maybe Monday actually. Maybe Tuesday. God have mercy on your pancreas. Is Fang around? I don't. Apparently, yes. Apparently, Fang is gonna show up in the next chapter. At the end, Fang is he's like Fang. It's really weird. Ugh. How could you hear? How could this happen to? I made my map. How could this happen to? I made my map. Fart noises. Fart. Ratman. Ratman. Give me that fat Ratman. How much is this one? $20? I might do it. I might do it. New month, new me. Non-player characters. Oh, dang. Hot sickety, as I like to say. So, how do I feel about it so far? A couple of chapters in. I feel like it's messy. It's very messy. It's very amateur hour. But it's a different kind of amateur hour, and I said before, hey, fuck it, man. Better than what I've already seen 100 billion times or whatever. Because you had a bad day, then you had a good day, then you had a bad day, then you had a good day. You take it one down, take it one down. Super touch. I've got the best hands. So, I'll see you guys in a couple of days or so. Yeah, it turns out jumping off the roof was just inconvenient. Also have to revive everyone before I killed. Fang the Necromancer. It will help in E1. Actually, I'd be perfectly okay with Fang being a Necromancer. Like, the reason I'm okay with that is I kind of like the idea of Fang does something a little unconventional. I don't know. If I'm ever gonna write this with a fantasy-esque setting, I would almost certainly go with Fang is a Necromancer and that's why they ran away. Or something, I don't know. I'm tired. My jaw hurts. This is fun, but it's a very interesting flavor. It's kind of like drinking beer and then shoving a whole bottle of wine down your gullet, you know? I'll see you guys, like I said, in 2 days or so. I love your niche references. Are you typically ignored? What? What? Such a weird insult. What the hell is going on? Lizardman. I love Lizardman. Oh no, I can't believe I'm getting shaded. In my own dojo. Whatever. Beer Monday, we got one more chapter. How about we take a sneak peek? So Fang's going to show up in that chapter. Apparently there's going to be a duel between him and Rosa. He's going to do something with Nasser because Nasser shows up in full battle regalia. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of curious what the point is of all this. Because a lot of other fics, right? There's this sense of like there is a something. This feels like it's just I saw an isekai. Two, I know some weird things like Witcher and Harry Potter, and I want to write about it. And it's that combined with so it's the isekai stuff. It's the glazing. Is Anon just a Kirito now? Is Anon Kirito? I don't want Anon to be a Kirito. The whole point is that he's an anti-Kirito. He sucks ass. I can't believe Anon became a fucking Kirito. Ugh. He doesn't have the hair for it, but... Well, like I said, unless you got anything to say in the replies, Harry Pothead. Oh my god. You know what? 2 likes. We're hitting record highs on this stream with 2 likes. I feel so famous. I feel so famous. Anon becomes the sword art. You know what? I think I'm done. I think. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care if you want to say anything or if there's anything. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go curl up. And I'm gonna go pretend that 3 likes. 3 likes. Astronomical. We have hit heights that will never be hit again. This is the peak of my career. I can never excel no more. I've been glazed to the fullest, and the jar is empty. Or whatever you use to apply glaze to things. I think you just keep it in a bowl and smear it on. Anon's sister. Anon, please don't fuck your sister. God damn. I get it. It's more acceptable in Japan. You can say it as much as you want. Doesn't mean I'm okay with it. Even if it's true. Even if it is true. Not even the abridged version. Maybe we should find the abridged version of this one. It might actually be kind of funny. Maybe this is already the abridged version. God, I've seen some of the abridged version. I love the fucking, like, he walks into it and goes, you didn't snare me with a trap. I walked into it with open eyes. Oh no, it turns out that getting stabbed with a sword hurts like hell. Who knew? Pain inhibitors had a purpose. Hellsing abridged version is peak. Man, I wish I had friends to watch stuff like that with. Well, I got one more thing to say, now that I think about it. And that's just me going boom, 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 boom. I'm kind of looking forward to it, though, I must admit. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. Because like I said, this shit's wild. The shit's goofy. And like like in other fics, right? The structure stays the same. In other fics we've read so far, the author doesn't go from hyphens to dashes or hyphen dashes to quotation marks using bold and then fucking around and then POV. This is magical. I said I want some good reading. This is not good reading, but man, if it's not interesting. Right. This isn't vegetables. This isn't fast food. This is like finding some niche restaurant that's serving a local cuisine, and I don't know what the hell it is. And that's magical. At least the slave isn't a girl of dubious age. At least I know you're an adult, or my age. And then Sage turns out to be 12, and we all are like, oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Actually, what is the age of consent in Mexico? Is it lower? Apparently it depends. Apparently it fucking depends on where you are. Great. Oh, 16? Oh. In America, apparently it's 16 in a lot of places. In some, it's 18. Some, it's 16. In some, it's 17. In Mexico, it goes as low as 12. So this Spanish writer might actually be okay with a 12-year-old. I said that as a joke. And now I'm seriously regretting everything I said. I, depends on how many politicians you know. Sage is an elf that's 500 years old. He just looks like a 10-year-old.